So, welcome. I'm Elasa, your guide for the moment channel, Quantum Soul. And I'm hoping that we get to have Kandice Ko jump on today for a little bit of a share. So, we'll just go with the flow. If she arrives, we welcome her. And if we have her in the presence somewhere else, we honor that. So, we'll jump in soon together. I wanted to go over the next phase of sharing. Yesterday we did construct. And so we're looking at Earth One and reality creation, a construct, a God's plan. And underneath the dome, underneath the water, the firmaments. And so this dome has different realms. So today I want to go over the realms. And so also yesterday I talked about going from Earth One to Earth Two. And basically, what that means is you're not going anywhere. You're just shifting to a new construct, a new set of belief systems. You're possibly dropping out of any false belief systems, any inversions, anything that's been produced that really wasn't of love, of joy, of wholeness. It was dualistic, it had shadow involved. When we truly understand the wholeness, the full worth of the I am that I am, you are just a stream of God consciousness, of source light. And so, this full stream that you be for eternity, and the spaciousness that chooses to then put the glove on and have an incarnation and actually show up as I am, more than just space, but an actual participant in the creation story of the now, you will find yourself again, possibly in one of these. This is just a map that I've been working on. And I also loved when I found Darius J. Wright, because his map is similar to what I've seen and what I've been sharing at Soul School in Tampa Bay, Florida for the past 9 years. So you're not going anywhere. It's the same earth. It's the same. And if you're not calling it earth, if you're working more with Sophia, Gaia, Tara, Aurora, trust in the way you're identifying that sentient spirit, that sentient being that's working with, grounding in this experience. And so that divine mother, divine father, mother, God, creator, source at the beginning point that is streaming forward this experience of the divine plan in the wholeness and the fullness of the joy and the whole angelic song and the whole participant of an eternal soul. There is only love. There's only, again, wholeness. So it's not a duality split. And so we're looking for any of the inversions, any of the belief systems we adopted from the fake matrix, and just from, it's all self. So the places that we went way far out away from God consciousness, source consciousness, love consciousness, unconditional love, Christ consciousness. And we distorted and went small and selfish and created, controlling systems that keep you from your ability to think apple and apple arrives, to think wholeness and sing a song of creation that literally particleizes in front of you, more trees growing in the moment, more flowers opening in the moment because you sing the song, you speak the word, right? And then there was the word. And so we spoke and sung, and those vibrations in the ether then particleized into the light codes and the projections that we think, sing, and then feel on that song vibration, that whole note, that one song sung. So we're not shifting out of an old earth into a new earth. It's just, what are we aligning back into, that divine wholeness, that divine plan? And when we find ourselves up against a ceiling of one of these domes, then it's like you have restricted from a belief system, restricted self into a smaller version of self, and possibly a limited self that needs to be relooked at and be in the wholeness of your I am presence. When you awaken to the I am that you be for eternity, and that God spark that you are, that spark of light, you will find yourself realizing that you need to upgrade your worth and your confidence, and you're knowing that you came here to be a legend, that the God consciousness you are, the Christ consciousness, the eternal love light that you are, literally wants you to know that you're whole, you're loved, you're bountiful, that your word, literally, your heart and mind word literally creates the reality. It's the true currency. that you can see everybody abundant because they are, that you can, really allow for the fullness in yourself and then see all others in their fullness, and you become an invitation for them to be whole and full. So we're seeing Candice give a heart on my thread, so hopefully she's jumping in. So we're here today to talk about that place of finding yesterday's assignment was be aware of anywhere you're limiting yourself, that you're hitting up against the ceiling, your volume of your reality is small, that it can't contain the wholeness, the bigness. You're not allowing yourself to believe that you're worthy and that you truly are from the God spark that is sparking the light forward, and that you have this divine feeling sensation when it feels right or when it doesn't feel right, that you know that your soul is resonant. If it feels like a holy no, then you say no. And when you feel a holy yes, then you sing the song of yes. And it opens up a cascade of the perfection of that which you are then going to say yes to and experience and co-create with. And the places where the inverted, other versions of self-casted characters placed belief systems, literally billboards everywhere, that need to be recoded to say loving messages, all those mapping system, that inversion mapping system that would keep someone small and held down, you're going to have to check those bags at the door. And that's when it's going to seem like, as you start projecting love light messages on billboards, and then billboards all gone altogether, that it may seem like you're going from one earth to another, but really you're just dropping into the divine plan, the divine projection of wholeness and perfection. And then like I said, the billboards go all away, or you recognize that things don't have to be separate, that you don't have to see the billboard anything separate than the tree, that it could be love light particles stacked up on each other. So let's welcome Candice. Hi, Candice. Let's get her on here. There she is. Let's see if I can. Welcome. How are you?
Sparkly.
Beautiful. And I was just jumping in to share about the constructs yesterday. And really just, I want to go with you as a helpful reflector and understand any questions that come up around truly any questions that come up as I'm sharing this. I'm just looking at making sure we are live. Reflector. Okay, we are. I'm just trying to see if I can see you.
Yeah, sometimes there's gallery view or...
Say that again.
Sometimes there's gallery view, and I think it'll keep us both up.
Okay, there it is. Little box, gallery view. Yay!
Perfect.
Okay. So I just wanted to show this, Candice, and then I wanted to go over realms today and how to navigate the floors of the dome. And so this, again, I was just going over with them that this is Earth 1, and that we're moving to the perfected wholeness, God's plan, the natural organic matrix, and understanding how reality is created from our experience of every now moment. We're projecting a reality. So yesterday I was giving an example, almost like we're going to a new earth, but it's not necessarily going anywhere. You're right there. It's all being projected from you. And so these different domes underneath each water layer of firmament, we are learning to navigate in meditation really easily, in dream time, if you can wake up in the dream enough to navigate and understand the way this all looks. And then for some of us, you're going to get good at navigating, in the waking day, which they want me to give a new term to that, and I just haven't meditated on it. I think you're on mute, Candace, so unmute yourself. There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
So yesterday, when I was feeling very floaty, like I wasn't grounded into any of the earth, I felt like I was almost floating above it. Um, the guidance that you gave me was very, very helpful. And then also the guidance that Jess and I went through is expanding out so that I could create new parameters in my own experience. Um, Journeying to Florida to see you and experiencing crystal clarity and that pristine octave, and then sort of traveling almost back in time into my own creatorship and my own in the dimension that I had been residing in previously. Um, and then now I'm here sort of reclaiming all of the particles and re-seeing everything in my experience and rebreathing new light in and reviving it. It's a very surreal experience. And so I'm in sort of like a fluctuation in remembering the new coordinates, remembering the crystal clarity, um, not even as a memory. It's still here. It's just I feel like I'm phasing in and out as I'm recoding my experience from where I am. So in saying that, does that bring any guidance in from
Yeah.
yourself and in my own experience, and if that could help someone else in navigating?
Yes. So it's about, I'm going to shift this slide in a minute, but it's about that once you realize, like lucidly, you can do this, out of body experience, you do this, when you have a near death experience, you do this, in meditation, you can do this, or you go through an experience like you're talking about and you do this, and you literally exit out. And so it's like you're this big, and it's not even that small. You actually awaken to the full totality, you that's could just be waves, but it could actually be your light body. Um, and you are literally looking from the outside in. And so you're looking down in on the construct and you can see the different dimensional spaces, meaning some people, if this is the bigger being, this is the true ascension school, is learning how to navigate this whole thing. Some people are literally, they just are down here, they're just aware of their small self, of personality, etc. And they've got all these floors built out of all these different dimensional spaces out at realm one. And they've got a bunch of
Mm,
realms and, or not realms, but dimensional spaces they've built out, because every new room you walk into is a new dimensional space. Every new character that walks in, it's a new dimensional space. Every new thought. Like, so you're constantly building out all these rooms. And so sometimes we dream about all these rooms. But anyways, some people have realized that they're a little bit bigger. They realize they're a soul, and so they're not necessarily just down experiencing realm one. They're actually experiencing more of realm four, the astral, and they they really have a lot of dreams. They are also able to like navigate the daytime. It feels like a dream. And so they've had more anchorage. It's like they haven't fully left the game in a way
mm,
that like literally collapsed the whole construct, because it's like you keep finding out more keys of reality creation. And so I'm going to start a new picture. It's about now, like, I love, who was the woman that you shared yesterday? Oh my gosh, in the royal
Mary.
blue. Like, so yummy. If you didn't
Mm,
catch that, Candace, I both shared it. Make sure you go on our Facebook and watch her live, because her crystal clarity of sharing what I'm going to go into right now will have the texture needed for most people that are showing up right now. I'm going to do my
mm,
best from my vantage point to share how this is like merging with the constructs and the realms. Because again, let me just recap, and then maybe let's have you recap as well. My main takeaway from listening to Mary and hearing and feeling her is we're being asked to fully channel, crown to root, the full channel, and literally be the song sung, the one song sung that's going to come every now moment that you're feeling whatever you're feeling. And by doing that, it literally will transfigure the fake matrix, the fake,
Mm.
inverted spaces that you were like living all captive in, all like at a ceiling. And then it will open up the true God matrix. If you don't like the word God, pick a better word, but the divine matrix, the divine blueprint that is wholeness. And so that is where, we're coming back in the new
Mm.
stepping.
Hmm. And as we sing, it's recalibration. Everything is recalibration and recelebration and rejoicing in that frequency. Mm.
Yeah. Which your song in the dream last night, dreaming with you, like your song in the dream in the inversion that I was like watching, they were like, it was like this little box, and you were like stuck in this box, like this little house, like this little room. It was 2 stories, but like you were like, and I was like giving you a coat, like the vibration, but it was like it needed to get even bigger.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh gosh, let's go higher. And so then I'm like, let's go higher. Kind of how the audio I sent you yesterday. And so we went beyond that, and I was like, okay, now like look at the fullness you are. Like your song, the full God that, tone that comes through you, like we need, like, please sing. And so I woke up
Mm.
just like knowing that I need to share with you and all of us. But because you're a leader in the sound channel, your song body is so palpable throughout the ether of eternity that I request with all of my heart. I request with all my heart that you sing.
Mm. Mm.
And so I
Thank
find those
you.
places in the reflection where we
Hmm.
boxed ourselves up. And we're
Yeah.
meeting with the children tomorrow, and then I'll let you go. We're meeting with the children, and the biggest message is, that even if they don't know the words to sing, the beauty of us all coming on board again with light language is that even if they don't know the words to sing, like just sing, like just
Yeah.
hum. So yeah.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah, you're speaking the dream just shows me the areas. You've shown me the areas. I can see them, I can feel them. And I like some of us can access the bigger areas. We can access all here, but there's a few pieces, there's a few um I guess dimensional realms in here that's the crunchy that we're breaking apart with the sound waves. And just as we keep singing, that is going to keep recalibrating. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like you said, finding the crunchy, finding anywhere in the pain body they're telling me is actually the song body.
Hmm.
They're telling me
Yes.
that it was inverted and told us that it was pain, but it was actually our song.
Mm, trapped sound.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And in the boxes, because
Yeah.
we're more focused on the gross matter and the form than we were on the wave of the sound.
Hmm. And the sound, like there's something about the sound and the feeling and the information and a pure sound wave. And when we're in that crystal clarity, we can feel that the quality of the sound wave. and it tells us who and what it is. But when there's these looping distortions, that's when there's confusion, and we're hearing through an echo, or we're hearing through a reverb. And so it's like the intuition isn't as on fleek as it normally is. When the chambers are clear and we can really feel the resonance of something from where it speaks, from where it sings, because even speaking is a form of song. When we're producing the sound into the space, this feels like a, how you're saying, dream last night, like a dream exercise. This is a waking dream exercise of becoming very coherent with your own sound production and from where it arises, and listening to your own sound and letting that recalibrate yourself. Just as beings, you can drink your urine and your body will tell itself how to recalibrate. Listen to your own sound and get to know when you are speaking from, where you are speaking from, and you can hear it in your own self and begin to recalibrate with your quality.
Yep. Can you adjust your camera so we can see your face?
Oh, can you not see me?
It
It's
goes
been a
in and
theme.
out. It's like up and
I don't know if I've helped or
well, now
if
it
I've
went the
made it
opposite. You had it, now go up,
like go higher.
go higher,
Go higher.
go higher. Yeah,
Right?
go higher. Just a little bit more. There you are.
How's
Okay,
that?
good.
Okay.
And that's the exercise. Like the quickness, the top down approach I was talking about is like the quickness is to realize that you are all of space. And this is just an idea of reality creation called a construct.
Mhm.
So, this is as the divine being you are, your divine experience is all of the sum total thoughts, feelings, emotions, and memories. And that's your big construct. That's your world, right? Your words are creating these worlds. We're speaking creation. So the quick, fix is to go big, and like see yourself outside of the construct as, source, God, goddess, whatever the word is, and like feel in the fullness of the full presence, the full worth, the full joy. And then just in that feeling, and if you are visual, visualize it, and then realize that's the adjustment of the vision. And then the song sung literally will rebuild this whole thing out if it has anything of distortion.
Mhm.
And then you drop back in. And so in the
Yeah.
dream, I told you, okay, now drop back in. After I saw you really big, I said, okay, now there you are, like you're whole, you're full. Now ground back in. And the grounding back in, it may not be like, you know, how we've considered, because things are collapsing as of these belief systems, how we've considered it to be on the ground, on the earth. Yes, the sentient being that we are working with, as this experience is unfolding, we are going to realize that's us too. It's all us. It's all one
Mhm.
big consciousness. And so
Right.
the grounding may change, and be open to that.
I love that. That reminds me of yesterday, just feeling like I need to keep expanding until I hit a point of absolute relaxation and comfort. And I kind of made some sort of a diamond or star formation. I had a pole that went in either direction, south and north, and then a disc that kind of came out from the center of me and just kept expanding until I felt like that was the spot that I needed to stabilize. And I felt an absolute release at that point. It was like, oh, that's how big I have to go to feel
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I'm going to make a point of doing that every now that I need to, actually, not just once a day, but every
Yeah.
time I need to hit that point, because that reminds me, not, it's like that is the reset point, that's the
Yes.
recalibration, that's the size.
Yes. So the bigger being, like I was saying too, the grounding exercise as a big being, you might call like that the oversoul or,
Mm.
causal presence or, space itself. That bigger being, when you do that, you got that big. So from being this little big, in this little box, you went and like went, no, I'm this big. And so you expand into the whole thing. And I can like overlay and see myself that big while I'm experiencing the reality. So just a command like, ground me into space or like, you know, reground me. The exercise used to be I would see my a magenta star point like rise out of the earth, the earth star. I would see it like overlay, my heart or to overlay my third eye. And then I was like, oh, I'm grounded at the sixth realm or the sixth density. And I would feel normal. I'd go from like nauseous to like, oh, I'm back, And so I had to
Oh my
literally go
goodness.
through like 10 years of grounding at different energy centers. And then eventually it grounded through the plane of existence. And then I was like, oh, thank God. But what happened recently, why the crunchy came back and why I actually been pulling back in is because I was doing the yes thing. I was people pleasing. So I was
Mm,
holding the plane of existence and holding them up and seeing like
mm,
helping them be like grounded. And so I was like, all right, no more of that. And so I pulled back in just yesterday. I was like, all right, can you like, will that help this shoulder? If I like just pull back in and anywhere I just unnaturally, because I was being so loving or wanted love, ultimately it's about wanting love. That I went and was like holding people's channels up, holding their reality up and pulled all that back in. So,
mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Okay,
That's
there's
a
one
really
more
good piece
thing. Do you
right
want to
there.
share something? Yeah, say something and then I want to share one more thing. I'm gonna put this away.
Mm. I wrote a post about that. It was like, I'm no longer carrying that which isn't mine to carry. And that's part of me coming into my greater being and my greater responsibility is that discernment, with my children, I can help them make lunch or something like that. That's mine to carry with them and to help them co-create with me. But then there's other things that in my reality that it's like I'm doing a disservice when I hold that for you. And out of love, I'm going to let that go. And just seeing that's the higher option now, or that's the truth. Actually, that's the more honest expression. If I'm really letting myself see everything.
Yeah. And they're showing me to get into this. So the other is compared to that when you are an invitation to see others at their fullness. So you can see their
Mm,
I am presence at the same time, even though they might be showing you a shadow version of themselves. When you look into their inner eye or, look at their eyes, you're like, no, I see your wholeness. I see your capability. I see the I am that you be. And so when I'm an invitation and there's something sticky I want to just call out and clear between what you just said and
yes,
this. Because
please,
if I can do it
please.
in a wholeness and I really just see who you truly are in the fullness, you literally, like, I'll watch people right in front of me, like, go from, oh, I don't have it. And I'm like, oh, I do have it. Or like really sad to all of a sudden, oh my God, I feel great. And I'm like, cool. I don't question them or anything. I'm just like, okay, you just shape shifted instantly in front of me. Um, so there's something, what's the difference or where when you're not doing it for them, but yet you're willing to see them in their wholeness?
Mm. It feels like we are holding or projecting the greatest dream capacity. We're projecting these higher harmonic possibilities in holding the knowing of another being's capacity for them, you know, and then in respect and that knowing, allowing them to rise to their own occasion.
right there. It's seeing them and then allowing.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Which is that beingness that I feel the responsibility that I witness in your beingness right now is to maintain beingness rather than jumping to like doingness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one more of this white screen crystallized is that the realms. So if you are looking at these layers and you're realizing that you're just this, you're not just, but you're this huge being, you know, having this experience in an avatar. And if when you jump outside of the construct altogether, what I, from my own experience, whether it's in dream time, the near death experiences that I've had, um, getting back in the game, sometimes I'm not seen by those who haven't mastered or learned how to access their bigger being or access the stability of their fourth energy center. So each of the realms actually have access doorways from your energy center. So first realm one has access from your root. Realm two has access from, it's like an elevator, like door opens when you're in the game, outside the game, watching in OBE or near death. And so you can like see these realms. They're like, it's like the angelics, you know, if like you're at realm six and you're seeing, you realize that you're an angel, you may go walk across the plane, you know, and go to the grocery store, but no one sees you because you're literally more particleized in the higher realms. And so just being gentle with ourselves as we find ourselves more, you know, centered at, I've called it grounded at, but we were just talking about that magenta star point. But just be like gentle, like maybe you're in the witness stance, you know, maybe you're holding a different position and there's no rush because it's all you and it's all taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah, there is no rush. That was a big realization as well. Even though we feel the pressures of transformation, there is no rush. We can be even more in the being. Because we can feel the excitement of the shifting energies in the reality that we be at. But I feel like I'm not here to capitulate to that. I'm here to allow that to capitulate to the calm and to the relaxation and to this modus operandi. Sometimes I'll find myself almost like a kid, like running beside others in their excitement because I'm like, ooh, you know, like, yeah, but it's kind of like a played out thing. Like I've played that out and it's great to play and you can still join and play. But it like be found in it. Don't be lost in it. Be found in it. Be continually found in the play.
Mm. Yeah. I love that. Mm. And I can feel that viscerally when I go from just hearing you say that, being lost in it. It's like there's just my whole sensation system expands out and almost departicleizes. Or and then when you say be found in it, I like literally feel everything change the direction and come back in. But
Mm.
yet I'm big, but I feel found. Awareness, you know, the bigger awareness is like, oh, there you are.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's definitely this profound shift of experience is becoming found in all the places and all the plays and all the spaces that we reside in, finding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful reclamation. It
That's
feels
it.
like an inner, yeah, it feels like an inner sun. Like I can feel just as we're speaking, this sun is rising within me and just all the places, all it's just the light is touching everything and it feels so warm and it's just slowly cascading over all the land, shining light on all the things.
That's it. Yeah. And I love that word. It was a strong call out from the reclamation, the reclaiming of all of space back into the octave of love from the
Mm,
places I had made choices out of fear or any of those subsets. So like that was like the majority of like the choices were made from like survival, fear, manipulation, control, blah, 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 blah. Like the whole agenda of the inversion. And so I was like, oh, I got to reclaim a lot. So I was like
mhm.
constantly every thought thunk was like, okay, and all of that, the reclamation and the octave of love. Yeah. And then singing the song and giving permission to the greater I am to sing the song that is beyond the words is such a key codex that allows for the reclamation of little gaps that you didn't even know needed to reclaim. Sorure simure kai kiro sukuro ki kai kiki surumuna kiki. How could I have even known? Like that recess right there was like in the busumune kai kiki. You know?
Yeah, the song is like the water and it just flows into all the little crevices and it just goes into all the little places. And it is a working miracle, just bringing everything together in that wholeness. It just saturates into everything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's beautiful. My teenage daughter heard me or heard one of us yesterday because I was with you and like several others with like the tonals and going up high and just experiencing like the bounty of our like worth and abundant nature of yumminess. And she's like, "What are you guys talking about?" So like to have her feel into like the permission slip, I'm like, try it,
Mhm.
is a gift to watch and
Yeah.
hear.
Oh. Hmm.
So we're going to come to a completion, but this was very tunmosukai.
Nishataini at oran ai. Hmm.
We rise with 1,000 suns together.
Yeah, the sun is just reaching my crown and just coming up above my head right now that I was feeling rising through my body. Hmm.
Palpable.
Palpable.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, until next time. I love you. Have a great
Mhm.
day.
Thank you.